What's up YouTube, it's Zephin here with Beard Blush and Nell, and today I just wanted to start a new series, sort of. I had an idea for this just because I get a lot of stuff in the mail. I'm constantly ordering just like cheap nail stuff and, you know, just various things from AliExpress and eBay and Wish. So stuff is just constantly coming in the mail from China and like other places, so I just figured it would be cool to show you all a little bit of the stuff that I get in the mail, because I'm going to be swatching it and testing it out anyways, so I figured I might as well just do it on camera, and maybe we'll find some gems, maybe not, but who knows. I usually get some pretty cool stuff, so let's go ahead and get started and see what we got today. So first up, I've got all these nail foils that I got. I've never used nail foils, so I'm excited to try them out. I've also got this purple poly gel or hybrid gel that I got. I'm really excited to try that out. This gold foil that I bought, I simply went out and bought it so that I could test it, so I wouldn't have to waste my good foils. I've got these nail powders that I ordered. There's one that has writing on the bottom, the other one doesn't. There's no real way for me to tell them apart otherwise. It came with these little eyeshadow applicators, of course, and I'm going to be using this color wheel just to swatch everything. Oh, and I got a pinching tool as well. Not really much to show you there, but I thought it was pretty cool. Alright, so first up, I want to test out this purple poly gel. I thought it was such a pretty shade of purple whenever I was looking at it on AliExpress. It's by the brand Cute Goddess. I've never heard of that brand before, so this is completely new. But you can see here just how beautiful that purple is going to be. So that's what I'm going to test out first, just getting a little bit of slip solution to be able to apply this swatch onto the color wheel. I know it's not too important to be swatching hybrid gels because you can pretty much see what it looks like without it being on a nail. But I just like to have the swatch there in case, you know, if someone asks me, you know, hey, what does this look like? I can show them this nail and, you know, they'll be able to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to take some slip solution on the brush and just apply it all over the nail in a really thin layer. I'm not trying to get any sort of structure here. I literally just want to cover the nail so that I can see what it looks like. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'm really happy with it. It's such a pretty shade of purple, like I said. So we're going to just cure this thing for 60 seconds in LED or 30 seconds in UV. In the meantime, while that's curing, I got out my black and white one-step polishes that I use for anything that's applied on a dry surface, like a mirror powder or a mermaid powder. Just testing the little clicking sound to make sure that it was fully cured. Alright, so I just want to show you a little bit of how I swatch these powders when I get them. These powders can usually be applied two ways, either on a dry surface, such as a no-wipe top coat. In this case, I'm using it on a one-step polish, which does not need a top coat. And in my experience, they work pretty much just like a no-wipe top coat. But as you can see here, I paint half of it white, and then I flash cure it for 10 seconds just to set the color. And then I'm going to go in and paint the other half black. Now, this looks kind of weird, kind of looks like Monokuma from Danganronpa, I know. But you can, in this way, you can test the powder on both a black and a white surface without having to paint one black and one white. Here I'm just showing if you have a little orange stick, it makes opening these things up a little bit easier. You just kind of poke it and you can pull it off. And when I'm swatching these things, I don't like to waste the powder, so instead of just throwing this little round thing away, you can actually use the powder that's on it to do your swatch. That way you can get a good idea of what it looks like without wasting the powder or just throwing that powder away. And immediately I can tell this is not applying onto a dry surface as well as I would have hoped. So we're just going to move on to the other one and try this one on a dry surface as well. This is the one without the writing on it. Sounds like we're playing some D&D or something with the D12 there. So now we're applying the second powder, and I can immediately tell that it is applying onto the dry surface this way, but not as much as these powders usually do. You can see there it does have a little bit of a tint, but not nearly as much as I would like to have. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the same swatch technique with the black and the white, except what I'm going to do is after I cure it this time, I'm going to use a top coat that will have an inhibition layer, or a tacky layer, and I'm going to apply it over the entire thing this time, and then after I cure it, it'll have a sticky layer that I can use the powder on. And of course, if you're using a regular gel polish, not a one-step polish, you don't even need to do this, the whole top coat thing. You can just do it right on top of the gel color. But I am using a one-step polish in this case, so I just went ahead and grabbed this top coat. Alright, so back to the first powder. We are going to apply it onto a wet surface. And voila! It looks amazing on a wet surface. It immediately has this like blue pearly shine to it, and it's gorgeous. I mean, like, I really like these powders that add like a tint of color to a dark surface. Sometimes on a white surface it'll have like a pearl look to it. That's why I wanted to see it on a white surface as well. But it's obvious that both of these powders were meant to be used on a darker surface because they show up way better. So here's the second powder. It's got a red tint to it this time. I guess that first one is more like a blue-green, not so much blue. I said blue, but it really does kind of look more green. But yeah, so they both worked really great on a wet surface. You can see even from this far away that it shows up really well. It's really pretty, and it's just really easy to apply too. So there are those close up. I'm really happy with them. Don't really know exactly what they would be classified as. They came from two separate people, so I'm really not even sure whenever I order these things. I order them like a month ago, so I don't even know what they are when they come in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and test out these nail foils. Now, funny enough, I did order nail foil glue whenever I ordered these things, but it didn't come in with it. I don't know if it's coming separate or what. But I'm simply going to be applying these onto the inhibition layer and just see what happens. I know you can do it like this, but I've never really even used foils before, which is obvious here because I immediately tried to use it on the wrong side, which is funny because I've seen videos on using nail foils, so I knew which side to use it on. I just goofed. Alright, so it really wasn't working. And I thought maybe it was because I had, done the wrong side originally and kind of messed up that sticky layer. So I just wanted to try it again. Thought maybe it was a fluke, so I went ahead and applied some more top coat onto the next slot here and tried it again. And, well, it worked, but it's not perfect. It really doesn't look that great. It's not sticking all over, it's just sticking in tiny little patches. And as you can see, it does look okay. It would look pretty good actually if you had like a really bright white. I just did it on the wheel itself, but like if you had a really bright white, it would look good maybe. But I have seen a video where a girl used specifically Gelish brand gel, and the inhibition layer was enough to just like stick the foils good. So I figured maybe I should do that and just try a couple different brands, see which one works the best for these things, because I'm sure some have a stickier inhibition layer than others. So we're just going to go ahead and while we're curing that little swatch, we're going to cut another little piece off. And look at that. It immediately started sticking. Like, it was a complete 180 difference from the first ones I had tried. It stuck so well that I thought maybe I could cover the entire thing with the gold, and I should have stopped way before I did, but again, I've never used these before. It turned out okay. I do like the way it looked, but I was trying to cover the whole thing and I wasn't able to, so I kind of went too far with it. So now that we've got the nail foil to work, I want to go and try one of these cool nail foils. Again, that's why I bought the gold nail foil, was just to, test it out. So I'm going to try a couple different brands. I've got Sensational Gray Day and Finger Paints Gel Polish Stay True to the Art. It's just a white and a gray. So I painted both of them on and cured them, and I wanted to use this kind of clear flower one. Like, I tried to roll it out gently and it just would not happen, so it all came out. But it's got like hollow on it and, flowers, and I'm really not sure how these flower foils are meant to be used, because it's like it doesn't want to take the entire picture off, so you get little bits and pieces of the picture, and I mean, it's hard to make it look really good. I found that the Sensational brand just didn't stick as well as the Finger Paints brand, so there definitely is some amount of variance with the stickiness or the tackiness of the inhibition layer for these gels. You can see it just did not want to stick to that gray one whatsoever. The white one it stuck to okay, but it just turned out like crap. I didn't like the way it looked at all, so we're going back to Gelish. That is the one that we know sticks the best. And this No Way Rosé, it's a color that I got on sale one day, like on clearance. But oh my god, I love this color so much. It doesn't show up too great on camera, but it's like a rose gold, and it is so pretty in person. It's got this tint of pink to the gold that just like blows it out of the water. It's crazy. Alright, so we're gonna try this other foil. It is sticking this time, and it originally started to look pretty good, but again, I just went too far with it, and I put too much on there. My fiance told me that he liked the way this one looked, but I don't know. It's a bit much, So, I mean, that was kind of the best one. I think I could do it better, honestly, if I tried it again, but I wanted to see. I know that top coats usually make these things wrinkle or crack, so I wanted to see if that was the case if you were using the inhibition layer like this instead of nail glue or nail foil glue. And so I'm using my IBD Intense Seal top coat, and yeah, it seems to work perfectly. Like, no cracking, nothing. It just, like, it looks amazing with the top coat on there. It even almost salvaged my crappy foil application. Now, last but not least, like I said, I got these pinching tools. You can see how they're meant to be used here. It's not to be used now, obviously, but as you're building the nail and the acrylic is kind of curing, you can put that on there and it gives you a little bit more of a curve. And then you can also use this to just kind of push your cuticles back. But yeah, guys, that is it. I mean, this is what I have here, but I am constantly getting stuff in the mail, so I will definitely be doing more of these episodes. I'll probably let stuff accumulate for a day or two before I do one of these episodes. That way I've got enough stuff to play with, but I really hope you all enjoyed this video, because I love sitting down and playing with new nail stuff, or just new stuff in general. So if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below though, and tell me if I did really bad or if you enjoyed it, or anything in between, right? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it, that way you'll stay updated anytime I upload a new video. But that's it for this time. Thank you all so much for watching, and everyone have a great life.